Hey, what is up YouTube? It is HamDawg Hype and welcome back to the channel. So today we have another Yu-Gi-Oh Cards by Mail episode. I know it's been quite a while since I did one. I'm trying to do one more than once a week, or at least once a week, but I've just been busy doing my Pokemon card stuff. And we got a huge Cards by Mail video today. Hopefully this won't be too long, but I ordered a lot of cards from the Dark Crisis set from the 25th anniversary. As you know, Dark Crisis doesn't have its own booster box in the 25th anniversary reprint. So the only way to get these cards is basically through the those little 25th anniversary collectors boxes, legendary collection boxes. You only get one pack per box. So it's really hard to pull any holos. We've had some insane luck from those boxes pulling holos, but we never got a secret rare or anything. So I want to go over through all the cards I purchased recently, my adventures through buying them and everything. I don't have all the prices listed in front of me. I should have made notes of them. But generally, these are all the cards I purchased. And if you guys want to comment, ask me for prices, I'll look them up and I'll reply down there, or I'll leave it in the description somewhere so you can see. But for now, let's go over a few cards. They weren't super expensive actually, but let's go over them all one by one. We got one of the secrets, the last secret actually of this, Judgment of Anubis, very nice card. One of my favorite ones was Vampire Lord actually. This is the first card in the set, the secret rare. Very nice, relatively inexpensive. I think there were probably both under $10 each. I think this one was just around $10. This one's probably like $8 or something, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Now, this was a big one. This was a card I've always wanted as a kid. Shinato, King of a Higher Plane. This was very nice. I bought this for, I don't remember. It was pretty expensive. I think this one was about 30-something bucks. The ultra rares usually are a little bit more expensive. The problem was it was extremely damaged on top. And actually, if you look on top, it's hard to tell on camera, but it actually seems like the card is starting to separate a little bit. So I don't know if that was damage in process or when they put it in the sleeve or not, but the seller was very nice enough to actually refund me like a little bit over 10%, which is nice. Because it was 10% got me to the next level anyway. To lightly played. I bought this. I buy these all at near mint, by the way. So that was nice enough for the seller. Also, the Skull Archfiend was also a little bit damaged on top, but not nearly as much. So I told the seller that's fine. We'll keep this one at near mint. But Skull Archfiend lighting was very nice. I think this one was like $12. I forget. Something like that. 12 or $15. Dark Flare Knight was really nice too. I bought some of these, some like 5 or 6 of these from one seller, and a few of the cards were missing. So when I bought this card, I think DD Warrior Lady was missing. So we're still missing quite a few holos actually. Dark Flare Knight, that's our super. Cost Down, it's a really nice card too. This one I think was a little bit on the expensive side. Guardian Seal was fairly expensive too. I think this was just around $10, $8 or $9, which I was really shocked. It's one of the most expensive Guardian cards in the set, but very cool nonetheless. Then we also have Interdimensional Matter Transporter. Very nice. This one I think was fairly cheap. Blast Held by Tribute, another ultra rare. Very nice. Cannot wait to add these to my collection. Mirage Knight, another super rare. Very nice card. I feel like this one was probably more on the expensive side. For some reason, some of the supers are really expensive. Different Dimension Dragon, very nice too. Oh, yeah, that one has a white sleeve, so I can't straight it back. Berserk Dragon, very nice. And then Spell Vanishing. And then of course we had one rare we were missing. So unfortunately I actually paid like I think 60 cents for this rare, and the shipping was more than the card. I know it's stupid, but like I was like, I really just want to add this to my collection and never have to open up another pack again. And I'm like, what are the chances a card shop is just gonna have this lying around in decent condition? So I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna pay the extra money for this. So that was fine. So those were basically all the cards that we got from Dark Crisis. I don't know if I think I showed these off before, but these are the Invasion of Chaos holos we were missing. I also bought these Dark Mr. Chaos and Strike Ninja. I think I showed them off, but I had them on the side just in case I didn't. Now I have an update. The Thousand Eyes Restrict we bought from that one seller, that was brutal. So I bought the Thousand Eyes Restrict near mint from a seller. It was supposed to be a near mint, and it was like $4 or $5 above market. I bought it for like $20. Market's like $16, $15-16. That card was damaged. It probably wasn't even lightly played, but I told the seller this is close to lightly played. They were not having it. They're like, I can refund you 10% at most, which is only $2. That doesn't even make me get us near the light played price. The light played price is like $10 to $12. So I was asking them for like at least a $6 discount. And then I looked, and I'm glad they said no, because when I further inspected the card, I realized just how much damage was on that card. So I sent it back, but I got another one for a little bit over market. The market's probably closer to 16 now. This one was about 17.42. So let's see how this seller did. Now LP, even the old seller also was like, I pulled this myself. It looks so nice. So I don't know what they were looking at. I really don't, but I just sent it back to them. This is LP, a little bit over market, but this is a pretty awesome card, so I don't mind paying a little over market, and already looks a lot better off the top. So the main issue on the front of the last card was there was so much damage on the sides. It literally looks like someone clipped it into something. It's really hard to tell. I don't see it on this card itself. There is a little bit of a scratch right there. You can't really see it on the camera. It's like very, very faint. There's a tiny scratch there. If there's usually more than a few scratches, that's automatically an LP card. But overall, there's not really any damage on the back at all. That card, other card was damaged quite a bit. So I would call this actually, yeah, a near mint. A very low end of near mint because of whatever's going on right here. It's really hard to show you what's going on right there. But it looks like, yeah, it looks like it was damaged actually a little bit. I don't know why all these Thousand Eyes tricks are so damaged. Yeah, you can see it better there. See that little white line? There's a little faint crease, more of a scratch. Yeah, I'm gonna see if the seller can maybe reduce this. This should be reduced by 10% at the very least. I'm gonna see if he can give me a little bit of low price. I'm gonna send him a picture of that. But yeah, that's for some reason Thousand Eyes strict. You cannot get a good one out of it. There's a little bit of a dot up there. That could be just be a printing defect. That shouldn't degrade the value too much, but unfortunately with PSA it definitely does. PSA, but yeah. All right, overall, I think we did redeem ourselves a little bit. Hopefully the seller can give us a little bit for that. You're seeing that right there. That unfortunately is a problem with some of these cards. They do have that, but let's go ahead and get a sleeve because I'm gonna add this to my collection. I think regardless of discounts, I think I'm gonna stop like looking for Thousand Eyes tricks. I'm like getting really frustrated trying to look for one because like they're actually it's a lot easier to see through the sleeve now. Actually, the little scratch, a little bit more obvious. But I'm so sick of looking for Thousand Eyes trick now. Like all these sellers just like are just giving me like the worst cards, even though I'm paying above market, which is fine. I mean, they're not the worst cards. I'm exaggerating. Don't exaggerate, guys. I know it's a bad trait to have, but like if you're paying more than market, you should probably send a card that's at least worth market price and at least what you're, advertising. At least that's in my opinion. But anyways, those are basically this is our YuGiOh Cards by Mail. I think I don't know if this is part 3 or 4, I forget. But basically, as we buy more and more cards, I'm gonna start looking for Ghost of the Past cards, all those Mega Tin sets, those cards that we're missing. I'm gonna slowly add those to our collection one by one, and we'll do videos on those here and there. And also some other old cards I'm looking for. I think we got most of the 10 cards already. So I probably won't make videos on those. Maybe I will one of these days, but essentially that was it. So let's go over these real quick. We'll go over just like the big ones. So the 2 big ones here were Shinato, Shinato was probably the biggest one in this. Nicely enough to get a pretty decent refund because of that. It's gonna be a binder card, so I'm not gonna harp too much on it. But again, yeah, it was near mint for 34 bucks. I think I bought it a little bit above market actually, but I got a pretty decent refund on it, so I was okay with that. And then Skull Archfiend of Lightning. I think he gave me almost a 20% discount, if I'm not mistaken. And then very, very cool Vampire Lord. I only saw this card in the Vampire Genesis structure deck. If you guys know, that was one of the OG structure decks. I think it was the first structure deck. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the first structure deck ever was the Vampire deck. Judgment of Anubis. I've actually never really heard of this card until I recently started collecting it. Because I think it was one of Merrick's cards in Battle City, but I didn't realize it was an actual card. So I guess it had like a minor printing. I guess it's not that great of a card. I've actually never seen it or read it. That was pretty cool when we finally got that. We're gonna go over Guardian Seal. It's another very cool card, Guardian Seal. Not really sure what it's supposed to be. It's like a wolf combined with like a rocket. I don't know. That's a really weird one with the bow and arrow. It's a very bizarre looking card now that I think about it. I don't even remember that card in the anime. But then probably my favorite card was actually Dark Flare Knight. Just if you know Dark Flare Knight, it's Dark Magician and Flame Swords and put together. So very cool. So let me know how you guys think. Let me know what you guys think, how I did on this. And stay tuned for more of the YuGiOh Cards by Mail. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.